Good morning and welcome. I'm Corey Hugert, proprietor of Crock of Time, which is a website where I log all of my fermentation experiments, and a Discord where home fermenters like myself get together and share, what we're working on and help each other out. So today, we're not really fermenting anything. We're being good consumerists today. And we're trying this. This is a new, limited specialty coffee from Phoenix Coffee in Cleveland, Ohio. It is a coffee that is processed with Koji. And if you aren't familiar with Koji, I'll try to do a quick rundown. This right here is rice with Koji grown on it. So Koji is a domesticated mold species, thousands of years old from Japan, and it creates these enzymes that break down starches into sugars and break down proteins into that taste that we all love that we call umami. So just a quick explainer of how Christopher Feran of Phoenix Coffee developed this process. So here's the coffee. It doesn't look any different than, a normal coffee bean. It's called Koji Supernatural because the Koji is used in the processing of the coffee bean, right? So the Koji itself is actually, the Koji mold is grown on the coffee cherry while it's being processed in the natural process type of coffee processing, as opposed to the wet process where it's kind of in fermented in water, right? So this is a little take on that Koji Supernatural process. Christopher developed this coffee, this process rather, in collaboration with Jeremy Umansky from Larder, also in Cleveland, Ohio, and also Higuchi Matsunosuke Shoten. In Japan, they're a spore producer. So they were working on which kind of spores should be used for this sort of process. So all that's out of the way. Let's actually start brewing some coffee. So yeah, let's do it. All right, so first I need to measure out some beans. This feels like a strange callback to the first and only video that I have on the channel of brewing coffee, and everything else has been live streams from then. So I'm going for 33 grams per 500 milliliters of water. I'm not going to be too exact here because the grinder doesn't push everything through necessarily, so we will grind that. Now I have to apologize in advance because this is the very first time I'm grinding this, so I haven't dialed it in. I'm no James Hoffman, so hopefully the grind that I have this set to will work out. It's just a sort of medium grind on my OXO grinder here. Okay, we've got enough. Just looking for 33 grams. Okay, so here we go. First thing we need to do, if you are into pour over coffee, I am using James Hoffman's Ultimate V60 technique. It's pretty much the same thing that I made a video of a couple years ago. We're going to wet the filter first. you can stay here for a second. I'm gonna dump this water out. Hello folks, welcome. Making some coffee, some Koji coffee. All right, so now I'm gonna measure out my 33 grams of coffee grinds. 34, that's fine, I'll take it. Get in here. All right, drill that hole, reset the weight, and let's get brewing. All right, 50 grams of water or so, roughly. Just enough to wet the grounds. And we're gonna stir that around a bit to get all the grounds wetted. And now we wait for approximately 45 seconds to allow the coffee to bloom, get rid of a lot of that carbon dioxide that's going to make more of the bitter notes come out. Okay, and here we go. First pour, I'm going to go up to 300 grams. You know, the amount of water you put in at this point doesn't matter so much. We're just trying to get 500 grams of water, or milliliters, through the coffee grounds. 300 roughly fits in this, in the V60. Let's see if we can smell it. It smells like coffee. That's a good sign. We're shooting for roughly 3 to 4 minutes. Hopefully that works out. Hopefully I don't have to do another grind. I'm just going up to about 400 grams now of water. This looks like it's going to be a kind of a faster brew. Let's see. We're at about 2 minutes now. Alright, and we should be able to fit the last of our water in, going up to 500 grams. I always overshoot just slightly. Not that you're supposed to, I mean I just always do. Alright, and then we will try to get the grounds off of the sides here and give it a nice little stir. Very nice. Here we go. So we've got a question. Giga Davy, will you also do a blind taste test with normal coffee? So actually, hold on, let me do a, this isn't quite there yet. So actually, over here I have already pre-brewed some natural process coffee. It is not a Colombian, so this is the Koji Supernatural. It's a Colombian coffee. I have over here just what I had at home, a Sumatra, but it's also natural process, so, well, also. But that's what we're going to taste with. So not, you know, not identical, and we're not really doing it blind, but well, we got something. We got something ready. All right, so I just gave this a little bit of a swish around to try to level the bed of the grounds. As we get to the end here, it looks like we're right on the money in terms of time, actually. So the grind worked out pretty well. We're just at 4 minutes now, so that works for me. Okay, let me just toss these real quick. Okay, so here is our Koji Supernatural coffee. I'm sorry about the yellow lighting. Let me see if I can actually, here we go, hold on. Let's hold it to this light here. And let's see, oh yeah, look at that lovely red color. Okay, so let's get this into some cups. I'm gonna grab...
Well, they can do a blind test.
I suppose, maybe, but the cups look different, so.
Yeah, but still.
All right, let's take these into and say hi to Sage as we're trying to go this way, Sage. Thanks. Okay, so I'm gonna set these here. Jack, you can sit right there. Say hello to my friends and wife. So, Jack, say hi. Nick, say hello, and Kyra. All right, and we are gonna be tasting this lovely coffee this morning.
Yeah.
The loaded sink says, I wish I could have gotten some. It was sold out when I checked yesterday. Yeah, it did go pretty quickly. I did post a link earlier, I don't know, last month, I think, I hope, in the Crock of Time Discord. So if you want updates like that, at least, you know, when I see stuff, then join the Discord. Otherwise, and I think if I'm not mistaken, you already are. So I'm sorry you missed it, unfortunately. Anyways, okay, so I've just got an array of cups here. We're not doing anything blind per se. We're just going to have a comparison of two different coffees. Like I said, the first one here that I brewed before the stream is a Sumatra natural process. I don't have a Colombian. I'll be honest, I don't normally go for Colombian coffees. I just don't have my preferences. Maybe because Jack.
Strong feelings about coffee.
You can show your one of your favorites. We've got back there.
This is my favorite. It's one of my favorites.
One of them. It's not the favorite.
No, they don't make that one anymore.
Yeah, so this is another local coffee roaster in Cleveland, Ohio, Rising Star. They just make a really great coffee. The one that she's showing here is an Ethiopian coffee natural process, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's
from
why it's the
Yirgacheffe,
best.
Ethiopia. Okay, so here we go. So this, I'm just going to pour us all some of this as well. We'll see if we detect any discernible difference.
Everybody's saying hi to us.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Y'all might recognize at least these two from the Discord. That is Pragnum Opus, and his music is also playing in the background.
Oh, it is?
You can hear that, yes.
Yeah, we just don't get to hear it.
Sorry.
We'd
Okay,
be picking up an
so-
infinite loop of music, and they would be hearing music.
Yeah, right. Okay, here we go.
Alright.
We'll start with our...
It's really hot.
it is hot, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry if any of you take milk, because we're tasting blacks today.
At first, right? Then you can do whatever you want after that.
If I have any milk.
We do.
I'll
We
check.
also have oat milk.
Oh, we do have oat milk.
Yeah, you're into that.
Yep, this
Alright,
is what I usually drink in the morning. At
This
least,
is, excuse
recently.
me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
It's
It is
okay.
good. It's good. Hey.
It's not my choice coffee.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the natural process, you're gonna get a sort of brighter cup of coffee. I'm not an expert here. Go to James Hoffman's channel if you want to learn more about.
It's not super acidic. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It's more bitter than acidic.
Sure. All right.
I like
So-
more acidic coffees.
Yes. So here we go. This is the Koji Supernatural on 3.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. I'm
I need
waiting.
a minute to like. It's still
Prepare for on 3.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do a sniff first.
It still has
Smells
that
like
weird
coffee.
smell that I smelled on the beans.
Like
Different.
different, yeah. It has.
Well, I'm
It still
gonna do
smells like coffee, but it smells slightly different.
Well, it's a slightly different coffee.
I picked
so
it up yesterday, and you were like, "I don't smell it," but you have terrible.
I do have a terrible sense of smell. All right, here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a lot more of that brightness.
It kind of has
More
the
acidity.
same kind of taste sensation that you get if you've ever tried like MSG. Like mouth puckering. I don't know. Like it makes your mouth water.
It's that
Like on the
umami.
end.
It is
Makes your
the
salivary glands
Yeah.
produce a bunch of salivary.
Like it's got that like. The only thing I can compare it to is like if you've ever tried MSG.
yeah. It's got that body to it. That it's not that this doesn't have a body to it, but
It's not as acidic, but it's also not as bitter. I think acidic it comes through more like on the other one.
it's really good.
It seems I typically don't drink black coffee, and it seems more kind of balanced.
Yeah, that's what I would
It's-
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I did both of these the same way, the same grind even, and it worked out, thankfully. But like this, just comparing this one to this one, I've been drinking this for a week now, and it's been fine. It's been great. I've been enjoying it. Now, in comparison to this one, this feels muddier.
I would not drink this one black, but I wouldn't drink it anyways. But I would drink this one black.
It's definitely a sort of muddier, kind of muted flavor. I mean, the acidity helps
Is it-
here.
So I can't read their name. They're asking a question. Is it?
Giga Davey is asking, is it less bitter? Yeah, I
think so.
think absolutely it
Definitely.
is less bitter.
Mhm.
And again,
It's very smooth.
Mhm.
I brewed them both the same. They took the same amount of time, the same amount of water, same grind.
Yeah, like
they are different coffees. from
Kyra
different
said
places.
it's very balanced. Like Nick said, it's smooth. It's very like not. It's not aggressive. I feel like this is a lot more aggressive. It's a lot. It hits up front with like that really acidic taste that you get in coffee. Not super acidic. Not like the coffee I normally drink.
Hmm.
But then at the end, it's very bitter. This is like not. I'm not getting that.
I haven't tasted a Colombian like this before.
I've tasted. Well, we've had Colombian coffee, and
Yes.
they do tend to be very bitter.
Right.
And I would say that this, I would not associate this with the Colombian. I would not. If you handed me, I would think maybe this reminds me maybe more of like Guatemalan coffee, which is also kind of very balanced.
One more. So there you go, folks. The Koji Supernatural. It's good. Unfortunately, you might not be able to get it anymore, which is why I wanted to sort of preserve this for posterity. Who knows? Maybe they'll do another limited release, or now that the process is out there, maybe other coffee producers will, will try the same thing. Please, by the way, check out the link to Christopher Feran's blog post about this. It's in the description down below. It's way more detailed than his Instagram post goes over. That's just the basics. So anybody who knows, how koji growing process works, you'll already understand kind of how they grew it on the cherries themselves. But check out his blog post. He's got a great kind of postscript at the end about, how does this change things for coffee producers themselves? Does this make things better for them? And the short answer is no. Just because they can use, koji in the process, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be better, that they're going to have more consistency, that they're going to be able to charge more, etc. But
I could see this extending the life of if they have a product that's like kind of subpar.
Right.
If they're grow, because you have to go through. It's a lot of work to like grow the coffee beans and harvest them. You're relying on like those beans being, sellable at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could see this cuts a lot of the, potentially. I don't know what the beans they started with were like, but if it can help balance out a bad coffee.
I want to say that they did start out with a not like super high quality beans, but check out the link. He goes into more depth about that sort of stuff. So, anyways, I think that's going to be it for us today, unless anyone else has
There's another comment.
another question. Oh, here we go. Next project: grow coffee berries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some coffee plants here, and they have all perished because of an incident where we had a door open in the winter time. So we'll try again. They're good. They actually make good houseplants.
Yeah,
that you'd probably
you wouldn't. They're a tropical plant, obviously, so you
Right.
can't grow them outside here. But you can grow them indoors. There's a coffee shop here that grows them indoors.
Yeah, that pretty much it seems to be that everybody that gets into koji, making their own, growing their own and stuff, like inevitably they consider how can this be used in coffee? Inevitably. It comes up every year at KojiCon, and most of us, we have access to the already prepared and finished beans, roasted already, or if you go out of your way, you can find still green unroasted beans. They tried that first, so there's a little bit of explanation, I think, in Christopher's post about that. Probably more information on his blog elsewhere, but they did grow koji on green unroasted beans, and while it was interesting, it really wasn't something that was really gonna work or have any sort of mass appeal, I don't think. So using it in the process already, I think there was a comment from the producer that it was one of the easiest processes that they had implemented, specialty processes for their beans. So that there's a factor there, but there's a cost as well to buying and shipping the
coffee cherries.
No. The producer themselves, they have the coffee cherries, but they need to buy and ship the spores.
Yeah, right. 2 locations.
And it's not really feasible to, keep your own spores, make your own spores, for continued use. So you
Also,
really got to buy it.
Imagine the climate is not particularly friendly. I mean, coffee grows in more arid climates.
And it's literally snowing outside. So.
Yeah.
You need humidity to grow any molds, really, but koji. But there's an explanation of that process where basically if you put a lid over it, over your coffee cherries that are inoculated with the koji spores, that kind of keeps enough humidity in there to allow at least partial growth on the coffee cherry. It wasn't the perfect, beautiful, full coverage that we see with rice or barley or other grains, but it's enough to get those enzymes in there to start really front loading that fermentation process that is already happening in the dry process. So it just kind of supercharges it, I guess. I have actually started my own my own experiment with green coffee beans. I did post that logbook this morning, so I am experimenting with blackening green unroasted beans, and there is some koji involved in that process too that I'm experimenting with. I have no idea if it's going to be good. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to actually make a cup of coffee out of it at the end, but I'm trying it. So if you're curious about how that might work out, that logbook will be going over the next month or so. We'll see. Here's another comment by Giga Davey. In the past, people in Europe used toasted barley as a sub for coffee and would be an interesting experiment. The intersection with koji, but I suspect wouldn't be very good. Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting sort of coffee substitutes around the world, like chicory in the New Orleans area. That's rather good. I like it. I haven't tried really any other sort of coffee substitute. I've heard of something else, maybe involving mushrooms.
Yeah, they do like a mushroom. That's like a big thing right now. Is like that mushroom
What?
coffee. Yeah. It's like
You're not going to get caffeine out of the mushrooms, so
No.
it's just trying to be. You're not going to get it out of barley either. But, anyways, all right. I think.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
do also want to. I mean, that's bringing up an interesting point there. You're talking about like toasted barley as a substitute for coffee. I would be curious if you could do, like, or if they do anything with fermented teas. Like if you could do
Kombucha?
anything with, yeah,
Oh, right.
or like with koji and tea.
Yeah, there's plenty of people experimenting with that, from especially coming off of KojiCon that happened earlier this year, with trying to involve koji in the kombucha process or anything like that. But we'll see. We'll see if anything comes of it. I don't know.
I can't think of the specific variety of tea that they like ferment the leaves versus just drying them. I know that's a type of tea. Oh, Katarina's here. Hey, Katarina.
Hi,
Hello.
Katarina.
Welcome to our coffee taste.
Good morning.
Oh,
You
y'all
get to
are.
see all of us today. That's
Yeah,
good.
I'm
These
bone
are
dry.
the mods.
Hi. We still have our powers, so be careful.
All right, a little bit more. Sorry, Jack. I'll have to brew another.
That's fine. I can survive on the other coffee.
It's really good. This is.
I wasn't expecting it to have as much of an impact on the flavor of the coffee. I was
Yeah.
skeptical. I was like, this is just gonna be crappy coffee.
This is
But
horse
it's
feathers.
There's some other cool stuff in Christopher's post as well about what they did with the cascara, the coffee cherry pulp, after they depulped the beans. So there's
Oh,
an actual like recipe for cascara miso
interesting.
that they put
that
together.
that would be interesting to try. I mean, I know that like a couple of coffee shops, Starbucks at one point was using the
I really
cherries.
enjoy the cascara like syrups and stuff like that. Just add more of the coffee's own flavor into my coffee. That's great. I enjoy it.
Want a coffee with some coffee into it?
Katarina
Shot of
saying
coffee.
it's cool to have us all in one place, and Nick, I behave always.
Katarina.
Katarina
You're-
does.
yeah,
Katarina's
you're-
not a
You're
problem.
one of my favorites. Don't worry.
Go for this one more time.
Why? I'm gonna put oat milk in it. So that's the only way it's drinkable
I
at this
still
point.
like it.
Where did
I
you
gotta
get oat milk?
Anyway,
From the
yeah, it's all over the place.
I'm sorry, I live in 2006 and I have no
Clearly.
idea what's
I
going on.
have a recipe on the Crock of Time
Oh yeah, you
blog
do.
for koji oat milk. If you want to check that out, it's just just using a little bit of koji in that process, and it turned out really good. So check it out. Just makes it just a little sweet, but not a lot. Just perfect.
Yeah. I think that would be a good. If you were into oat milk, but trying to avoid all of the additives, because they put a lot of additives in it to like sweeten it and to thicken it. I think that would
And
be a
to keep
good
it
alternative.
homogeneous. Yeah. It's really
If that's your
really
jam.
simple to make it at home, as long as you've got a nut milk bag and you probably need a high powered blender, but you might be able to get away with a food processor. I didn't try it. All right, folks.
You gotta try horchata.
We're sure we're gonna end this here. I don't want to take up too much more time with the live stream. We're gonna drink more coffee and
Eat breakfast.
eat some breakfast because I'm really hungry. These folks came all the way over here. To,
It was a trek. Let me
I
tell
mean,
you
it
what.
was considering. I mean,
it's
like,
snowing,
have
yeah.
you? Yeah, our weather.
In
It's
March.
snowing here.
Oh, sorry, it's
in
April.
April.
Over a mountain,
And through the
over a
woods.
river.
I mean, if you count Mayfield Road as a mountain.
I count it as a mountain and a river. And oh my god, Mayfield Road is a nightmare.
all right. So once again, this has been a Crock of Time live stream with some friends today, tasting the Koji Supernatural coffee.
Oh, you gotta go get it.
Get it. Here we go. This was a special limited run from Phoenix Coffee in Cleveland, Ohio. Produced in collaboration with Jeremy Umansky from
Flip it over,
Larder.
it says on the back.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It says it on this card.
What's up?
It has all the info on the back, but I guess it's
You're not going to be able to read this, but here's the card with all the information. If anybody can actually, screenshot that, or sorry. Yes, this is terrible.
Katarina says, I have to go vote. Want to taste. Hi, Katarina. Thank you for joining.
Have fun voting.
So there we go. Koji Supernatural.
And
It
good
is-
on you for
It
voting.
is good.
Yeah. Democracy.
And on that note, sayonara, folks.